you guys, 2 videos from me in one day. Oh, coffee, love it, coffee. This is to answer a couple of questions. Everybody's been doing it. I like these. And the cool thing is I'm seeing more and more people getting involved in them, as opposed to just putting a comment down underneath the video. They're making their own videos. James Hout, I believe is how you say his name. I'm seeing Glusnfr putting them up and posting. Just a lot of people are getting into the video reply, and I think it's cool, and I'm going to jump on the bandwagon, even though I have already, in the past. But speaking of Glusnfr, those are his questions. First off, how to pick the paint on your models. When you see a kit, do you automatically know what you're going to do with that for paint? Do you have to think it over, mull it over? Do you come up with the paint scheme? Do you sit there and stare at it for hours trying to figure out what to do? For me, from what I'm understanding from most people, it's almost instant. And that's kind of how I am. I haven't bought a kit for a long time, but I've looked at a lot of them. And I have a lot of paint schemes and a lot of paint ideas for a lot of kits, especially Volkswagens. I have yet to do one. I plan on getting one and starting with that. But I could turn around and in my mind I've got 12 to 15 rusted paint schemes that I'd like to do. Chop, slam, stretch, cut, stock, rusty, barn find, all the way up to some really cool, glossy, shiny, slammed, hot rods. Then over to the stock, off the showroom floor kind. Something about Volkswagens, I would never own one. I just love beating on people. You see it with the slug bug, and you know, now they've got all these new rules these kids have come up with. Is a yellow one's worth a hit, is a, what's it called, bingo or something. Old ones are now worth 2 hits. The ones with the Rolls Royce front end on them are worth 3 hits. And I take some of my cousin's girls out riding on the motorcycle, going out running errands and stuff, and they just sit there and beat me up with all these stupid new rules. And when I was growing up, it was you saw when you punch somebody, that was it. You know, so kind of makes it fun, but makes me kind of feel old, because it's like, oh, when did all this change? But the Volkswagen vans, again, 30 to 40, 50 different ways between rusty and brand new. Different van styles, the 25 window one, the delivery vans. Just I guess you would say the kit that I would most want to build is either any Volkswagen stuff. Just so much you can do with them, especially when it comes to weathering and stuff. Just a lot to them. So when I usually look at a model kit, I've had a couple of friends that have sent me a couple of kits to kind of keep this unemployed hippie going in the hobby. And the second I pulled them out of the box, I knew what I was going to do with each one of them. And I've got it in my head that the first color that goes in my head when I see it, that's telling me what color that's got to be. And if I look at a model and that's just blank, I have no idea what color I want to paint it, that model isn't for me at that time. It's got to say so. I mean, I can walk into Hobby Lobby, walk in the middle of the aisle, look up, see 30 kits, and one of them automatically will say blue. That's the kit that I would be grabbing and taking home. That would be the next build. So if it turned around and you look at it and instantly think rust, pick that one up, because I know exactly what it's going to be before I buy it. And speaking of that, I've got a kit coming up here. I've been asked to do some videos on how I weather my vehicles, and I do all kinds of stuff, you know, the main procedures that everybody does. the salt techniques and the hairspray and water and just scrubbing it off. Got the rubber cement method. In fact, I've got a kit that I'm going to show all that, and it's coming up, and Matthew Geddert is the one that provided the kit. It is put away right now. Guess I should have got it out, but it's a 37 panel wagon Ford, and Matthew Geddert was kind enough to send that kit to me, and I'm kind of really looking forward to getting that one going. As soon as I get a couple of these things finished up and wrapped up, I'll go ahead and get started on that series. And with that one, I decided I'm going to do a little bit different. You've got a video where somebody shows the salt technique. Then there's somebody that shows the hairspray technique. And then you got somebody that shows, you know, the glue. A lot of people don't know about the rubber cement method, and I've used it on a couple of builds, and I really like the way it works out, and it is so easy to do and to clean up, and I just way cool. So if those of you that haven't seen it and stuff, you'll be in for a treat. Those of you that know what I'm talking about are going, oh gosh, I forgot about that. I need to do that. Now I got to go down to the Hobby Lobby, buy me a kit, and the first one that says Rusty, I'm going to buy it. So I'm going to be doing that, and that kit again. I opened up the box, pulled it out, instant rust. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I knew the colors that it was going to be over the rust. I knew the modifications that I was going to do. It didn't take me more than 3 minutes, and I had that whole thing, and I've been so stoked to do it. But trying to get some other things wrapped up so I could dedicate my time to it. I had no intention of doing any videos on it, but since I've been asked, I'm going to take and I'm going to incorporate the what's that stuff called, the sophisticated finishes. I'm going to do that on the chassis. I'm going to do the salt technique, I'm going to do the hairspray technique, and I'm going to build this in a way to where when I do the videos, you're going to see all the processes and the different results that you get off of it. So hopefully that'll be fun, and you guys will enjoy that. And kind of put a here's how you do everything kind of tutorial all into one tutorial, which it's obviously going to be broken up. I'm not going to do no 3-hour video. I'll break them up and try to keep them short, but these tutorials and stuff, it's kind of hard to keep them short. So for those that watch them, we appreciate it, and I hope you learn from them. For those that don't watch them, then you're missing out. Dr. Cranky's got some, and I've seen a couple guys that are going on for, 45 minutes to an hour, which is a long time, but the knowledge you get out of them is just incredible. Okay, now back to another video or a question from Glusnfr again. And if you don't know who Glusnfr is, go check out his channel. Just hilarious builder, great guy, builds everything. He's just did one on Frankenstein figure. It's huge. Again, huge. Just way cool looking figure. And he does Batmobiles and cars, the figures, all kinds of stuff. Great builder. His next question was about die-cast cars. How do you feel about them, and do you collect them? Me personally, I was collecting die-cast cars. I've got thousands of Hot Wheel cars. I have cars from 95 all the way up to 2007 and 2008, full complete series sets that I've collected, along with all the variations, different wheels, different colors, different windows. And then I've got the buggered up ones where the car's turned around backwards, or it's upside down, or the wheel's missing. And I was really heavily into it back when I was working, had a good job, things were going good. Me and my son travel all over the United States on my motorcycle, and when we headed up to Seattle, Washington, if we went into a big city and there was a Walmart, we'd stop and buy 5 or 6 cars, and we've got them marked on stuff in the sets so that we know where they came from. We've got them from Tacoma, we've got them from California, Nevada, Montana, Oregon, Colorado, Texas. Picked a few up from Florida when I went out there for Daytona Beach. And so the little Hot Wheel cars, I used to collect them, but man, it just got pricey and work started slowing down and I got out of it. And along the way, we would pick up some die-cast cars. My kid would see something sitting up on a shelf and we'd bring it home and mark it. You know, this is the Portland, Oregon trip, you know, in 2009, and his birthday trip. Every year for his birthdays and stuff, his 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th birthday, we all went up to Portland, Oregon, where my family's at, spent it on the beach. So yeah, collecting them is really cool. Putting them up and displaying them, some great cars. Had an old friend that passed away years ago, used to be a rep, and he had a bunch of boxes in his apartment up in Wyoming. Go up there for motorcycle rallies, and he'd always give us a couple cars every time we went up, and so I displayed them up with my other stuff that I've got. And this was before I got into model building 2 years ago, and I haven't bought a die cast or looked at them or anything for probably 5 years, but I think they do really good work and they're way cool to have up there. The thing that does bother me is when people turn around and post them on videos or on Facebook like it's a model car kit that they bought and they made it that way. The wheels, the interiors, the design of the cars, without extensive body modifications, it's obvious they didn't build that car. It's not a model kit. It's not something they ordered on a resin kit. And I see that quite a bit, and it gets kind of frustrating because it's a beautiful car, and I don't know why they can't just say, hey, I bought this over at Chevron today. But a lot of people try passing it off as something that they built, and I know a lot of guys take them and they tear them down and then they repaint them and put them back together, which is different than just showing the box. And when they come out and they say, this is what I did, you know, that's cool, that's fine. But I just see too many people just, hey, guess what? I built this, and it's like no update video, no nothing, just suddenly, bam, there it is, it's done. And that gets a little bit frustrating. So, collecting them, Glusnfr, I think it's way cool. I love the ones that you were showing. That old truck that's all weathered and stuff, being bought in a package like that's way cool. So, again, if you haven't seen it, go check out his videos. Yeah, I like to get them. I'll display them. I won't display them with my models because I don't want people to think that I built that. And some of them, I'll tell you what, make my models look like garbage. The finishes they put on them things, the detail and stuff, they're great. Pricey, but, you know, I've got some Dale Earnhardt stuff, some Dale Earnhardt Jr., and things like that as well, and there's a place for it. So, I kind of like it. So, those are the only two answers or questions that I needed to answer today. So I thought I'd hurry up and get that one. I've got, like I said, 2 videos here. A friend of ours, Dave Latimer, passed away, and gonna miss him, but hopefully that was entertaining, and I've got some other stuff coming up. I'll have another update of my airplane when I get some more work and stuff done. So again, weekend coming up tomorrow, so just make it through tonight and we'll be good to go. Y'all have a good one. Talk at you soon. Bye.